welcome again to Casual Magic. Today I'm going to do a slightly different video than I've done before for some of my reviews, just because I'm pressed for time. I have to sort a bunch. So when I go through my cards from Japan, I'm just going to tell you about my trip and just show you a bunch of cards I got. No fancy graphics this time, I just don't have time for it. Even remember these? Remember how I said I was going to take the prize packs to Japan and do a series of videos like I did last time? Yep, nope, no time for that. Alright, so let's do odds, low cards, evens, high cards. Alright, high cards. So, one of the more interesting aspects about my trip was I had quite a bit of free time at the beginning where I could go off to various stores. So let's say, for example, going to Harajuku and finding stuff. And basically, I was doing a mix of things this time. So I was looking for things that were, you know, at not bulk cost, but, you know, a decent cost that they... Stupid monkeys in the background. That one's always a good one. But, you know, you could occasionally find ones like this. You know, it's a Portal 3 Kingdoms card. This thing, I think it was maybe $4 each. That's nice. Monkeys again. But, you know, trying to find cards that at least had some sort of value that I could, you know, use for trade or use in decks. And there were just so many options available to me. Things like this, for instance, which are way underpriced. Great Whale comes in, tap or untap 7 lands. I mean, just great stuff. Propaganda is always a good card. Never Skitter. This is one that I think it was MTG Lion actually recently made a video talking about these going up in price. Scred just because it's funny. There's just so many of these things. Oh, that's a good one. Remember, always catalog your cards the day that you get them so that you don't buy them twice, because I think I ended up getting 2 of those. Knight of the Meadowgrain. Yeah, there's ooh, shiny. There were a lot of stores that I went to that I wanted to search their bulk bins to just try and find whatever I could. So let's say a typical bulk card like this, I could get anywhere from I think it was like 19 yen to 30 yen. So give or take, you know, on a 100 yen exchange rate. Now with cycling, that one's gone up. You can get them for anywhere from 19 to 30 cents, which is maybe a little bit more expensive because there's a lot of places that you can go where you can get them for, let's say, oh, and with Goblin Deck coming out, I've got a feeling that one's going to get reprinted. You can get them for roughly 19 to 30 cents. That's a little bit higher than your typical bulk bin here in the States, where you're going to get it for probably about 10 cents. But still, there's a bunch in here that were fun for a variety of reasons. Let's say like this. You know, it's a promo card. Cool. You know, it's not necessarily the best promo card, but fun. Other old goofy ones like Bloated Toad, Cycling and Protection from Blue. Sure, why not? Ones like Tyrant's Choice. This thing, it's about $5 because it's foil. Complete crap if it's the normal one. Just because people want to foil out their decks. I don't know. But there were so many different stores that I got to and it was like, okay, here are their bulk bins. And I just started to go to town and I just bought and bought and bought and went through rack after rack after rack constantly. And I would literally just go and say, okay, well, this is the next store I'm going to. Oh, this was fun. This was back at Harajuku again. Allosaurus Rider promos. This is a goofy purchase, but this is one that I just kind of wanted more than anything else. I'm probably going to end up giving these away as gifts sometime. Especially with dinosaurs coming out in Ixalan. Now, granted, I mean, yes, this is Creature Elf Warrior, So it's not a dinosaur, but still thematically kind of cool, and it's a promo. I'm pretty sure that they don't have them, so those will be fun to give away. The Silent Shock, which one was this? I can't remember if this was a F&M promo, but the foiling on it is fantastic. I love that. Promo Kosei, another Ink Eyes just to have it. Primal Beyond for an elemental deck that I want to try and throw together someday. Oh, this is a fun one. This is one that I wanted to get for Commander. And shockingly enough, 100 yen. So basically getting it for $1 as opposed to like $3 or $4. So yeah, absolutely, why not? More Elves, Wolf Run, Murmuring Boss. Orb of Dreams. That's a good card. Permanents come into play tapped. Good card. And for some reason they're selling it horribly low. So there were so many different stores that I had to go through, and I had to find, cards like this that are a couple bucks each, that are, basically selling for pennies. And then say, oh, okay, well, I need to get stuff like this. Now for one like this, see that foiling in the top left corner? What is that? Kind of weird, folded, crimped print error is that? I mean, the back looks fine, but for whatever reason, it's got that weird error on it. I don't know. It's weird. Tons of slivers, autograph card, yay. Well, I'll get an autograph card every once in a while. Time of Need, that's good in EDH. Gleeful Sabotage, again, there's no way that this should be 50 yen. Charms, slivers, and so really as I was going around, among the different stores that I had to go to, of course there are typical ones like Haraduya or a couple other ones that I go to. I knew later on I was going to go off to the store near my friend's house, kind of in the middle of nowhere. But there's a lot of stuff in Tokyo that I had to hit. Let's say one of them that I went to, in the video that I made a while ago called, I think it was the best places to buy Magic cards in Tokyo, which I need to make a second and a third video for that. There's just so many more stores I've gone to recently to kind of expand my horizons. One that was in that video, it was part of a chain. It no longer exists. It's about half the size it was before. However, the guys who have it, they have just completely stocked up. You can walk in, you see a stack of Tarmogoyfs, a stack of Liliana of the Veils. I mean, they have some seriously good inventory. And at reasonable prices. Let's say like a Dak Faden that I've wanted for a while. This one's about $10. Great! Other stores in the area, more or less, I would say $13 to $15 depending on the store. They're selling it for about $10. So I went back, made a special stop. They got my business, so I was more than happy to do that. And then Necro Skitters again. See, MTG line was on to something. And as you can see, there's kind of a pattern here. I think this is at a sister store. Oh, that was the other thing that was nice. Necropotence for under $5. Yes, please. That's going into an EDH deck. And Nimbus Maze, just because I want to throw that into another deck in the near future. But I mean, as you can see for bulk bins, I just went to town. I mean, really, I was just scanning them with my phone, and anything I could find of value, whether it's stuff that I want to trade away, like these, maybe even possibly something like eBay, but definitely a lot of EDH stuff that is just gonna be fun. Ones like this, like, finally getting an Illusions of Grandeur and Donate. It's absolutely fun to just go through bins and find stuff. There's a Portal 3 Kingdoms promo. That's amazing. I mean, I've seen enough 3 Portals cards in Japan. I see them every once in a while in the US, but not so much. There's definitely a lot more of them in Japan. However, I've never actually seen a promo card. So this one was in one of kind of the, not exactly bulk bins, but above bulk bins, where it actually had a price on it. And I got it, because that's interesting. Mindcrank, that should not basically be 20 cents. give or take. That's way, way better than that. This one, I'm trying to remember if this is Woolly Spider or another spider. That one is a lot more than 80 yen. Just give me a sec. Let me look it up because I forget this one. This is one that I find in bins every once in a while, and it is so shockingly expensive. TCG Mid 1102, and I'm getting it for basically 80 cents because I guess no one plays it. There's value to be found. There is so much value to be found in Japan. See, that's why I'm telling you. Enter your stuff in that day. Don't wait, because you'll get home and then you'll say, oh, do I have that card? Oh, no, I don't. Cool, I need one of those. And then sure enough, you'll get one. That one's fun. Target legendary creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Want to try and build a legendary deck at some point. You can see more foils, and the nice thing about these foils, even say like this promo that no one really cares about, even for ones like these were still, I think, 19 yen, so actually a decent price. Kabutos, they're always good for EDH. Howling Mines, I don't even remember how many Howling Mines I've bought in Japan, like 10. It's just goes on and on. Slivers, Crypt, these Painlands, Snow-Covered Swamp. Somehow one escaped. I don't know how, but I got one. They just need to have more support for something besides Scred Red. Now these are probably going to end up just being, you know, next to nothing after a dragon set gets reprinted for EDH Tribal ones in the fall, but oh well. Kiora, yeah, it's $1, but hey, long term, you know, she might be something, so I'll put her into a trade binder. Crawl Space, that's another one. So it's roughly $4, and I think just because EDH is very, very underplayed in Japan, there are cards like this, which are somewhat EDH staples. You find them a lot. It's kind of like Howling Mine. That Crawl Space is another one of those cards that you will find quite a bit of in Japan, and you can get them for a very, very cheap price compared to the US. So if you're in Japan, definitely look for EDH stuff. Even if you don't play for EDH or play EDH on a regular basis, look for EDH cards, because you might be able to find something like this and then turn it around and trade it later and definitely get your money's worth. Ones like this, I can't even remember the name of this card right now. I should know the name of this card. I find enough of them. Unmake, that's it. Exile target creature. Basically $1 that I'm getting for a bulk price. I mean, there's just so much stuff to find. Let's say even something like Prison Term. How much is Prison Term? Let me take a quick look. Prison Term from Shadowmoor is $1.23. I got them for 19 yen. How many did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this time. Sylvan Library. That was a sale card. That was in my other video. Or actually, no, Sylvan Library wasn't in my other video. It's basically a $15 card. They had it on sale for 10. Yay. That's an awesome sale price to get. That's the best sale price. Serra Sanctum in decent quality for 3,500 yen. I did see one for 3,000 yen at a different store, but that thing was trashed. That was definitely some heavy play. But this one, yeah, as you can see, it was 4,400 yen, and then on sale for 3,500 yen. So roughly was 44, now is roughly 35. And it's a $60 card. And it's fun in EDH because you add white to your mana pool for each enchantment you control. So in an enchantment deck, look out, it's fun. It's, of course, not Gaia's Cradle, but it's still pretty good. Goofy things like Iridescent Angel, Elvish Harbinger, Tempered Steel just for fun. I mean, there are just so many things. You know, hey, it's a mythic, it's super cheap, why not? You know, just throw it in, it's probably going to end up being a present anyway. This one, I want to find out a way in the future, if they come out with a card, that I can somehow give this to an opponent where they will lose. This one's goofy. So Phage, the Unmasked? Phage the Untouchable. 3 and 4 black, it's 4/4, legendary creature minion. When Phage the Untouchable comes into play, if you didn't play it from your hand, you lose the game. Whenever Phage deals combat to a creature, destroy that creature. It can't be regenerated, so basically death touch. And whenever Phage deals combat to a player, that player loses the game. So it's a fun card, but if for some reason it's blinked, or you try and have this as your commander and then you play it from the command zone, then you lose. So not exactly the best card at all, but it seems like there's some tricky ways to get around it. So if there's any sort of way that I can get this to work, I think I could have some fun with this. Falls fails, maybe I can give it fear, I can give it unblockable, something like that, but, you know, could be interesting. Chainveil? Chainveil should not be 39 cents. I'm sorry. It's basically a $5 card. That's just stupid. Mindcrank, kind of the same way. That's underrated. And Coat of Arms. These things are consistently $5. And yeah, this one's got a couple little nicks in it. But even for something like a trade, it's absolutely fantastic. More bulk stuff. Yeah, it's nice to have another counterspell. This is one of the counterspells that I didn't have, at least in this artwork, so that's fun. Peregrine Drakes, just giving them away. Rats, Hydras. Ooh, the Lamp, that's underrated. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit more, but it's probably, if it's not going into one deck that I'm thinking of, it's probably going to end up being traded. That one's a good one from the Breed Lethality deck. And they probably cracked it, got out some of the high dollar cards, and they just put this one in their bin and didn't care about it. Geese and Geralf for 19, or no, that store is 20 yen. For basically 20 cents. Geese and Geralf. That's ridiculous. And foil free Gem Tyrant. That's decent. Alright, hang on one second. So, out of the different stores that I went to, there were probably the most, naturally, in Akihabara. And the funny story about that was I was there at Disney Parks on, I believe, a Wednesday and a Thursday. I flew in that week, and it just so happened, I love the artwork on that card. What the hell is going on there? So weird. So I flew in basically at the same time, and there was a couple of coworkers of mine who also went to Japan that same week. And they were there for a business trip, and I was just there for the start of my vacation. So I said, oh, okay, cool. On Friday, I can meet you in Tokyo, and I can take you around. And the same thing for that Elves and Goblins deck. That one's probably going to get reprinted. And I can meet you in Tokyo, and I can take you around everywhere. And he's like, all right, cool. And that's the way I kind of left it. And then, sure enough, time goes on, and Friday rolls around. I go to breakfast. I come back from breakfast, and he finally replied, And he said, "Oh, what do you?" I said, "Hey, what are you doing today?" And he's like, "Well, I'm going to be going back to the airport." And I said, "Oh, well, it's a Chinese one, but hey, it's old, it's 4th edition, it's black border, looks kind of cool." He said, "Oh, I'm going to be going back to the airport. This other guy already bought the train ticket." And I said, "Oh, well, I thought we were going out." And he's like, "Oh, well, I didn't know we were planning that." And I said, "Well, he said we should have planned something." And I said, "We did plan something. I said I would meet you on Friday." So he was just like, "Oh, okay, well, hey, I'm really sorry about that." And I said, "Well, look, I can get you directions. I can show you where you need to go." Oh, Mind Slicer, a $5 card. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. Value. So he said, "Oh yeah, well, I might be able to make it." And I said, "Look, I can give you directions. You go here, and then you go here." Chrome hats for days. Why not? So I said, I can give you directions. I can show you where to meet up. All you need to do is go here and transfer this train, and then go here, and I can meet you up, and I can take you around to stores. You'll still be able to leave on time, make it to the airport over 2 hours in advance. You'll have plenty of time. Winding Canyons should never be a bulk card. Again, this should never be a bulk card. Oh my god. And they, or then my friend wrote back and he was just like, "Oh yeah, well, I don't exactly, trust that I won't be able to, get lost. I don't really trust myself as far as directions, and, I just think I should probably just take this train ticket and then go out to the airport." And I was like, "Are you serious?" Oh, wait a minute. I recognize this pile. That's a previous pile. That's the March pile. Never mind. Take those out of there. That's not this trip. That's the previous trip. Yeah, good enough. All right. And I said, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah, I don't trust that I could make it." And I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked about that, because, I had made the plan, to meet him and to go to these stores, and there you go, 600 yen instead of let's say like 15 or 20 bucks depending on the store. Those are going to be some nice presents. Get them for $6 each. Can you get them in the US for $6 each? Absolutely not. Also, what makes this good? It has Joyra, which I think is $1, and it has a coat of arms, which is about $5. So there's $6 in value right there, and everything else, extra presents. So, anyways, my friend then said, "Oh, I can't make it. Just have fun." And I said, "That's insane." I said, "You know what? Fine. I am going to go shopping. I am going to go shopping for cards, and I am going to show you everything that you're missing out on." And I went to stores that day. I think the majority of that day I spent in Akihabara, and I hit it hard. I think I probably caught one of the last trains back home. I was there from probably, 1 in the afternoon until damn near 11 o'clock at night, when everything, when the last few stores closed. And I was sending him pictures like once or twice an hour. It's like, "Oh, I'm at this store now. Oh, I'm at that store now. Look at what I found. Look at what I found." And I was just trolling him nonstop that whole day for everything he's missing out on, because I'm finding stuff like this. I mean, it just went on and on and on, and it was so disappointing, because I wanted to show him, you know, all this cool stuff is out there, and how, you know, if you know where these stores are, and if you go and if you've got a little time, you can find some really, really fun stuff at a really good price. And he had his chance and he blew it. So, oh well. Now something else, I'll probably put these in a separate video at some point, but many of the Magic the Gathering players ask the question, what do I do for a deck box when I'm in Japan? Well, these are functionally the same. They're both deck boxes. They both have that magnetic clasp. They both have the red interior. They both come with the dex divider, like that. They're basically identical, and they're 500 yen each, so basically $5. And as you can see, this one's got a fully loaded commander deck in it. Doesn't come out. Does come out. So it's not 100% reliable. It's only $5, so hey, what do you expect? But, you know, just as a trophy to have and something to carry around, it's cool. Now, I will say, if you're in a pinch, you can stop by somewhere, Can Do. It's a dollar store in Japan, Hyakuen, and they have these things. And it's nice. They come with 2 little cardboard dividers. It's perfectly fine, and if you need to just store a bunch of cards, have them in this, and have them not get all beat to hell when they go in your bag, then I recommend these too. These are a nice way to get stuff to travel. Now, one other thing that I want to get onto... Oh, I didn't even take these ones out. See, these are more from the middle of nowhere bulk cards. More crawl space, just because they hate crawl space for some reason. So at the store close to my friend's house that's way, way out of Tokyo, it's always fun to go there because the guy, I don't know, he's super, super friendly. I mean, he's the guy who's just like, oh, hey, cool, thanks for shopping, and oh, here's some promo cards. You can have some promo cards. I was like, okay, so, like, should I just pick one? It's like, no, you can have all of them. So he got me some promo cards. Like, promo cards. And a really, really nice promo card. So he's a very, very cool store owner. I love shopping in his store. He's got a good selection, and he's got bulk stuff. And I took pictures of the little racks that I went through at his store, because he had some stuff in some racks, and then eventually he said, oh, well, I do have this other box that I haven't gone through yet, and it's like, well, alright, I'm coming back tomorrow. And so I had so much stuff to go through. Hang on. And so at his store, I initially started off just kind of going through bulk bins, and oh yeah, okay, or no, those were still in Tokyo. What am I talking about? Okay, so let's see, these were kind of day one things. Baby shark do 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 baby. If you don't know that song yet, look it up on YouTube. It'll be stuck in your head for the rest of your life. So, you know, he's got some good sale items, which, you know, should not be that cheap. Silence is so fun. But beyond going through what he has for kind of regular Aura shards should never be $1. Crawl space. Or no, crawl space. Howling Mine. That he has his little sale section, and conspiracies should not be 40 yen. So it's one thing to go through that, and then you start going through bulk bins, and oh, I need to find, you know, more stuff in bulk bins. Venser's is great. I love Venser's journal. And you just start going through and going through and going through, and it's like, oh my god, there's just so much stuff to look at. What do I need to do? And then, sure enough, out of the blue, then he pops out and says, oh, hey, here's this other box that I haven't gone through. that's just baiting me at that point. If there's stuff that you have that's bulk and you haven't looked through it, then I'm going to look through it. And so I think this was after I had sorted it, and it's kind of a mixture of what was in there and then different stuff that he had. But there was one in here, when I get to the green, Black Market's great. Love that card. 3 and 2 black enchantment. Whenever creature is put into graveyard from play, put a charge counter on Black Market. Beginning your pre-combat main phase, add black mana to your mana pool for each charge counter on Black Market. So it adds up quick. So among the cards in the bulk bin, I just thought, oh, okay, I need to look for things. Oh, this is going to be later on. There was a certain card that had a recent spike, and I really, really hoped he had one, and sure enough, he had one. I think it was like the third card I found in the box. I was like, all right, I'm going to be here for the rest of the day. And the rest of the cards weren't necessarily that great. There were a few in there that were pretty good, but it was all right. Now, this is one. Empress Galena, 3 and 2 blue for 1/3 legend. 2 blue, tap, gain control of target legend or legendary permanent. This is one because of EDH. It's slowly been crawling up over the years, and it's reached $5. Fantastic. It's not necessarily breaking the bank, the best commander ever made, but it is a blue one. It allows you to steal legendary stuff, which is usually other commanders or other very, very powerful cards, and I can understand why its $5 price is justified. The crazy thing is, he had them in his bulk bin, scattered throughout, and so I picked out all of them. I picked out all of them. All the English ones, all the Japanese ones. I have 14 of them in my hand. Looking online real quick at places like TCG Player or eBay, I think this might be 25% of the open market in the world right now. It's not necessarily that common of a card, and to just have a stack of them like this, shocking. It was probably one of my better finds. Imaginary Pet, that's a classic one. $5 card. You should not have that in your bulk bin. Anything to help merfolk. Hippogriffs are always fun. Deflecting Palms are great. So, Crawl Space, again, Crawl Space should not be bulk. Oh, there we go. Devoted Druid, which, because of its little fun thing down there, so you can tap it to add 1 green to your mana pool, and then you can put a -1/-1 counter on it to untap it, which, with Amonkhet coming out and the focus being on -1/-1 counters, this thing had a huge spike. Plus, there's other ways you can take counters off of it. So let's see, this thing is currently $12. Because this was in a bin, or not really a bin, it was in a box of just bulk that he had. And it was already sorted out. He at least sorted stuff by color, so he went through it, probably pulled out all the rares and left stuff like this. But you never know when stuff like this is going to spike, and I'm there to pick up the remnants. Zodiac stuff. It's always cool to get some of the Zodiac cards. Another Farhaven, Rashmi, and then Eldrazi Monument, which, again, it's a $5 card. Shouldn't be $1. So, oh yeah, and one other store that I went to, there's another one that's the one where my friend and I were playing Magic. And they had their display cabinets up with their different products available. And among the other stuff that they had like, you know, some foreign cards, some other stuff, and then they had a damaged Seedborn Muse for 500 yen. So basically $5. And you can see this card has definitely had better days. I mean, you can just see like this thing either was smashed into the ground repeatedly, or played on concrete, or chewed by a dog. I don't know. But in good condition, this card should basically be about $20. But because this is terrible condition, it was selling for $5. But since I'd be playing it in a sleeve in EDH, I don't necessarily have the best standards. I'm okay with this card. Because it says untap all permanents you control during each other player's untap step. So the I'm trying to remember which one it was. The not Karametra, Prophet of Kruphix. That's the Theros card that had a similar function where you were untapping during each player's untap step, and it was lower costed. And that thing was so overpowered in EDH, that thing got banned after a few years. And this quickly became the replacement for it. And naturally, prices went up, and there's not too many of them. But to find one, even if I have to put it in a sleeve, but still, to find one for $5, fantastic. So, as you can see, this is part of the reason why I didn't want to try and put everything with prices on it, because it wasn't necessarily everything is at a bulk price like a lot of the videos that I'm slowly making bit by bit. Some have higher costs on them, yet they still had higher value. But in summary, for everything that you see in this giant pile here, I spent roughly $150 on all of it, maybe just a little bit over that. And based on scanning it in on my phone and kind of seeing, oh, okay, this is how much I got from this store, this is how much I got from that store. In summary, all of it, it's about $500 worth of value. So, do I feel like I got my money's worth? Yes. Do I feel like I had absolutely a great time going through all of the bins? Yes, absolutely. And in the end, do I think that Akihabara is the global mecca for Magic cards? Yes, it is one of the end-all, be-all places to go, because you have so many different stores, so many different choices. And you can even find yourself seeing something at one store, making notes, and then checking other stores, and then at the end of the day going back to various stores to pick and choose the lowest costed cards at certain stores. It's a great environment for buyers, and I highly recommend it. Separately though, Haruya, always fun to go to, and I didn't see Kai. Again, I had my video from outside. One thing that was nice, though, they do have the deck boxes this time, but the old man Tencho-san was working there this time, and he's definitely much more laid back. It's not necessarily like the young college kids who are, services job one, and they're like constantly stopping by to see if you need anything. Is there any cards that you're looking for that I can help you look up on the computer or anything else like that? It's like, no, just bulk bins. It's okay. For him, it's just like, do you need anything? It's just like, nope. Looking at the boxes, it's just like, all right, that's it. Just leave me alone. And I'm just there for an hour looking through stuff. It's totally relaxing. It's great. Very my kind of zen. This is my kind of zen. Just going through bins, looking for cards, not thinking about work for a couple of weeks. It was great. So, if you have any questions about buying cards in Japan, leave me a comment in the video, and I will respond as quickly as possible. But again, thanks a lot. I have to spend most of my time this week sorting all this stuff out, and I've got a huge project coming up. Some really cool things are going to be happening for videos for my channel in the near future, and I'm super excited for those. But first and foremost, I need to get this out of the way. I need to get this video done. I need to get these cards sorted, put into my collection, and kind of free up some space. And then when that happens, oh my god, it's going to be super fun time. So I hope to see you in the near future for upcoming videos. And until next time, good luck.